you for coming back. I'm very like dressed down right now. Also, I feel like I look a little puffy because I did just wake up from a nap. I'm not even gonna hold you. It feels like Satan is like gently stroking the back of my neck every single time I step outside. Like, it's so uncomfortably hot. It's like it just feels hot for no reason. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do like a super kind of like hot and like, you know, really red and like kind of sunsetty look, but I'm also gonna be like giving you guys some of my favorite tips and tricks for how to like keep your makeup on during the summer. Just have a nice time and not worry about your makeup slipping and sliding around. So yes, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a look, so just keep watching. I just want to say, if you're looking for like a cute and like no makeup kind of, you know, natural look, I mean, the door's that way. Stay and watch the video. Me personally, that's just not my vibe. I like to put on a new face. Like, I want to be a new person. If you don't, that's fine. Beauty comes in all forms and all practices. I'm just saying that I'm gonna turn it out. The first thing when you're doing your makeup is to make sure that your skin is prepped. Skin prep is gonna come from skincare. This is not saying, you know, if you have bad skin that you can't wear makeup. Hello? Doesn't matter. It means that your skin is prepped for the longevity of wearing makeup. So that means that your skin is like properly moisturized and hydrated. I put more of an emphasis on technique. Like this debate on high-end versus drugstore. I'm always so torn because I'm like, okay, well, sometimes a foundation is just gonna cost $56 and it might perform better than a foundation that costs $6. But sometimes they really do the same thing. So I emphasize technique more than anything. You can do the same things that I do, and maybe you might not have the exact same products as me, but that's fine. Technique.
You're not doing the technique.
I like to start with eyebrows. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Oh, my skin is showing off today. Your eyebrows are going to frame your face, and so you don't want to put your face in a frame that's not going to work for you, right? I can't put someone else's eyebrows on my face because it's not my face. So I'm working with kind of like a soft kind of arch. They're kind of like a mix between arched and like rounded, so that's what I do. When you're done, it should kind of look something like this. Like you have a nice little outline to work with. At some point, hormonal acne feels more like a personal attack and less of a regular cycle. So then you just repeat it on your other side. Pray for me. Like, this eyebrow is just really weird. It like basically has like no tail. I've tried to grow it in. Don't tell me to use castor oil because I've tried. It really doesn't work. I don't tweeze them. I don't pluck them. I have not done anything to my eyebrows in probably 2 years. And that's just how they look. So next we're going to eyebrow pomade, the e.l.f. eyebrow duo in the shade dark, but she's very lived in. You take an angled eyebrow brush and you're putting the product on the brush. You want to kind of like do it back and forth like this to coat both sides of it so that you can get the point to be really thin. Start filling it in. So I like to use an eyeshadow brush, preferably a flat packing brush, because I can kind of like get the concealer on there, get the top of it to be really thin and really precise, so I can go in there and really cut the eyebrow up. And you want to get really close. You just want to do short strokes. I started doing this like a month ago, and I really just like the way it looks. I think it just looks so, like, I can't describe why I like it more than the way I used to do it, but let me explain. So when you're doing the top, I like to do it like where you bring it across and you kind of like bring it downwards, like so you're bringing the line inwards. I don't know why I like the way it looks, I just do. So take it and you want to start angling. You want to start angling your arm or your hand down. I'm obsessed. All right, the eyebrows look a little crazy right now, as usual. You know, things like, I know I'm not the only person, but like whenever I'm doing my makeup, I feel like it really doesn't look great until like the very end, like when everything really starts coming together.
Sure, Jan.
So I'm gonna use that same concealer shade, prime/conceal our eyelids. Another thing that's personal preference is if you want to set your eyelids. I just take my translucent powder cap and whatever is in the lid, I just run that on the eyelid. How annoying can I be? Sister James has this really lovely, oh wait, I don't want the mirror to blind y'all. He has this really lovely red shade right here. And then you just go in, like you just go ham. Depending on the look, you do obviously. Since this look is gonna be mainly red, I'm gonna just put this all over.
Don't even match my bandana.
Basically, you just want to keep putting the shade on and just kind of using these windshield wiper motions and get it to the opaque level that you want. I have this big ass jar of brushes and I just never feel like I have enough.
Never enough, never enough.
It's not showing up, but this is an orange too. So I don't know which one to use. Like if I should use this orange or that orange. I think I'm gonna go for the one that wasn't really showing up on camera. You guys, I don't know about this one. How am I supposed to be giving you guys tips if I keep making bonehead mistakes? I mean, kind of. I feel like you can, let me come close to you. Let me whisper in your ear. Can you kind of see the shift between like the red and that orange shade? It's okay if you said no. Sometimes a yellow can really make or break a look. So we're gonna find out. Okay. Go away. I already hate it. Oh my god. What the yellow is doing, it's making that orange not orange look more orange. I can get with this. I might have taken the color just a tad bit too high. Alright, let's keep it honest. I started sweating because I was kind of freaking out because I thought this look wasn't gonna work, but I still see the potential. Just give me a second.
Keep saying it. Just keep saying it. Keep saying it out loud. And maybe you will convince Hope, because you won't be convincing anybody else, so dream on.
We're working with this kind of gradient look, but it looks a little more orange than red. And I need it to be red because, hello. So I'm gonna go back in with that first fluffy brush and that same red shade from before and just kind of add to it. Definitely feel like I can get with this. Next step is lashes, and if your makeup look ever turns out bad, you just slap on a pair of really big lashes and nobody can tell you anything.
And that's the real tip of this whole video.
So I have been into double stacking my lashes. Watch one Trixie Mattel video, think she knows how to double stack lashes.
Oh honey, Thanksgiving? Oh honey, thanks living!
I'm not gonna do this right now because I'm literally just gonna wear this makeup and probably hang out in my house for 2 hours and then take it off before I go to bed. But a really good tip for your lashes to stick on longer, you put a coat of glue on, let it dry, get really tacky, and then you put another coat of glue on. And then you apply it once that one dries down a little bit. Girl, your lashes won't go anywhere. You won't have problems with the corners at all. Just make sure at the end of the night you don't rip them off and that you go in with like a micellar water or like an oil cleanser to get them off, because if you do it that way and you just try to rip them off at the end of the night, your real lash is gonna come off and then you're gonna be eyeballed. Do you want to be eyeballed? Look at the drama. Look at the difference a lash makes. You can't even tell I hate this eye look now. I mean, I really do see why people hate lashes though. Sometimes they just irritate me. Look at the difference that makes. That looks just so like, sickening. I'm gonna pop the other lash on and then we'll be right back to work on skin. Your skin for the summer makeup, this is gonna be like the most important part, because obviously like, you know, your eyeshadow, I personally don't have a problem with like my eyeshadow not sticking. If I was ever to be out in the sun and like, you know, out all day sweating in like the summer heat, my skin would probably be my biggest worry. So you're gonna think this is excessive, but I like to use 4 different primers. I use a primer spray for hydration. I use a pore filling primer to kind of smooth everything out. I use a like hydrating grip primer so the foundation can stick to it. And the fourth one is kind of like a little add-in. You don't have to use it, but whatever. My primer water spray is from Wet n Wild. It's their 3-in-1 primer water. You can use it to prep, set, and refresh your makeup throughout the day. I don't do all that. I just use it to prime, so.
I feel like I should have covered my eyes.
Then I like to go in with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty primer. Let me tell you something about this primer. Smoothing primer. So like, I want a smooth base all over. I love this primer so much. The fact that it's like so affordable and it like, I know I look pale. Don't talk about it. I look like Flashback Mary. These primers are black girl friendly too, by the way. I promise you won't have a cast or anything. It's just right now how it looks, but like once you put foundation over it, you can't even tell. So this primer is from Wet n Wild. It's their primer serum. It's supposed to be really hydrating. And I know like you're thinking like, oh, if I have oily skin, I don't want to use hydrating things. You actually do. And notice this. So I have really oily skin. Personally, I'm not someone who shies away from like products that say hydrating or anything, because in my mind, I feel like the whole reason why your oily skin could look really bad is because you're using like a matte primer, matte foundation, you're using all these powders. You are dehydrating your skin. You should be kind of combining different products. You could use a matte primer, but maybe use like a hydrating foundation or something like that. So my entire priming system is based on hydration and pore filling, no mattifying, because that makes the oil like produce quicker on your face, right? You don't really need this if you use the primer spray, in my opinion, but this was like $4, maybe $5, and I really wanted it. And it's so cute. Look at this. Can you see? My camera's kind of bad, but like, it's just so cute. And my last primer, when I tell, come here, let me tell you about this. I love this primer so much. e.l.f. really, they stepped up. They said, Milk Hydro Grip Who? I'm kidding. I've never used it because it's really expensive, but I like this one so much. One, it smells like watermelon. Love that. Two, I just love the concept of like a jelly primer, something that's like really sticky and tacky that's gonna make your makeup stick to your face. That might not sound like really appeasing, but like you want something like that that's gonna make you feel like your makeup is like to your face, like in a good way. It's not uncomfortable, I promise. You can already see, look. Foundation ain't going nowhere. Now we're going to use the trick that Jackie Aina made famous. What you're going to do is set all this primer work with a light coat of translucent powder. It kind of creates this barrier for the foundation to sit on, so that your skin issues and the makeup, and then there's like this barrier of like translucent powder that prolongs it, so that your skin's oiliness won't come in contact with the makeup just yet.
Next caller, next caller, next caller, cause you ain't talking about nothing, bitch.
So going back to what I was saying about not being afraid to use glowy products, baby, first of all, even the bottle's glowing. This NYX Born to Glow foundation, it does it. It really does. I've been using this for a while and I really like it. I had to mix 2 shades, so I have the shades Honey and Mahogany, so we can go to work. They say with foundation to start like closer to the center of your face, because when you put on foundation, you're gonna be blending outwards. So if you put foundation right here, and let's say you're really heavy-handed, you're putting on a lot. Ideally you're blending down to your neck, but you're gonna have so much foundation here, you're not gonna be able to blend it out anywhere and soften it anywhere, you know what I'm saying? So you wanna make sure that you're keeping it at the center of your face and then blending outwards and then seeing what you need on the outside, instead of like covering your whole face, because that's a waste of product, and it's just not efficient. She looks a little yellow.
Girl, look how orange you look, girl.
I think it is just because of the lighting. I tried out a new lighting system. Let me know if you guys like it in the comments below. I can go back to the old one, but you know, just trying out some new things. For concealer, I use two different ones. I use one that's closer to my skin tone, and then I use one that's a little brighter to conceal and highlight. So this is Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate in the shade C13. I just put like little dots in place of it. So I like to highlight pretty much all the same places that I concealed. And also I just think they work really well together. So again, since I'm not really going anywhere, I'm not gonna do this right now, but another tip that I saw Jackie Aina do, so I do it. What she'll do, she'll put on her concealer, let it dry down a little bit, and then she'll put on another coat, and that like increases the coverage of it. I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. I dip my sponge in, I take a really light coat of powder, and I pat it in under my eye. And I use this powder all over my face to kind of set my whole face like that. I love this powder. It's so big, you get so much for the price you're paying. Everything. It's just everything to me. You're everything to me. Whoa. So instead of contouring, I learned this tip from watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Bring back my girls, and can I get an amen? Amen. All right.
A lot of drag queens, when they're like shaping their nose, they start from like their eyebrows and go down. So I kind of like I just put like the dark lines right here, and it kind of gives the illusion of me like contouring my nose. To kind of accentuate the lines, I take a really light coat of powder, and I cut. I'm gonna follow that like line you've made before, and it'll just give the illusion of that, right? The one thing that TikTok brought back was blush. I really feel like the whole e-girl and like with the obsession of like 90s kind of glam, blush has definitely come back. You already know what time it is. I get a lot of compliments on this. This is like my favorite thing to do. NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk on the waterline makes my eyes look big, baby doll-like. It's everything to me. I'm usually really humble when people tell me I love the white eyeliner. Like in my head, I'm like, I know you do, because it's everything. Look at that. Ugh. People will use nudes and that's fine, but I just love like the starkness of the white. It's just so like, it's living this full fantasy of just, I don't even know. It's just so like,
oh, yes.
All right, take that blush. I don't even need to put any extra on because chances are there's a lot already on this brush. And I just go ham. Look at that. Baby, that's a nose. That is... Oh. I think Wet n Wild has the drugstore highlighter game on lock. Like, the girls just don't do it like them. You cannot compare where you don't compete. For my inner corner, I don't know, I kind of want to try this shade out. Oh, that's everything. It's just subtle enough. We can even go in with like a little bit of a pinkier one to kind of make it pop a little more. Oh, that's cute too. So I start off with a lip liner. This is the NYX Lingerie Push Up, and I have the shade Teddy. And I overline, because I have small lips. Outline the Cupid's bow, and then the dip, the Philtrum, which is what it's called, I just kind of shade it in. I like to give it like that rounded kind of like 90s like pout look. I'm going to get dressed, put on some jewelry, and then we'll be ready to wrap up this video. BRP. All right, and we are back. I threw on this shirt, chic hot, to go with the hot girl theme. I put on some hoops because what's a hot girl without her hoops? I actually really love the way it turned out. As usual, y'all know eventually it turns out in the end, and I think it did just that. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. I love you. I adore you. Talk about you subscribing. Baby, it's free. Subscribing. We ain't talking on Netflix. This is free. This friendship is free. So make sure you subscribe to my channel to see more fun and fresh content like this. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And in the comments below, let me know if you have any tips or tricks to keeping your makeup on all summer. Yeah, I will see you guys next week. Baby, I look high. I look good. Yes, I will see you all next week. I think that's it. Is that all? Bye.